back to National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation from 1989. We just see this cartoon opener for now of Santa Claus, and directed by Jeremiah Chechik. Now we see the Griswold family driving, one of them being Clark Griswold, played by Chevy Chase, singing, and his wife Ellen, played by Beverly D'Angelo. The kids are annoyed by their singing as Russ, played by Johnny Galecki, is asked to continue. Yeah, that's the guy from the Big Bang Theory TV show from the 2010s. Now Audrey, played by Juliette Lewis, just hates this Christmas vacation trip, but before that, they have to find a Christmas tree. Here comes trouble. And here comes a truck, and the weirdos in the blue truck drive off, and now the Griswold car ends up under this truck. Now the Griswold car has made it out and see a tractor in the way and end up flying into the snow and have made it to the tree lot and walk in the snow to get the tree. And they finally found the Griswold family Christmas tree.
Dad, did you bring a saw?
Good luck with that. So back in the neighborhood as we see the Griswold's neighbor, the Chesters, with Margot here, played by Julia Louis-Dreyfus, points out the funny tree. We've all seen Seinfeld. Here comes Clark with a chainsaw.
Where do you think you're going to put a tree that big? Bend over and I'll show you.
Ha! So Todd Chester, played by Nicholas Guest. So he brings the tree inside after that cut and have no space for the angel at the very top of the tree. So the tree is too wide, and now in their bed, as Ellen tells Clark that his side of the family is coming over tomorrow, and also Ellen's side of the family is also coming too. And she is thankful of Clark's detailed party plans. So now downtown Chicago, as Clark is at work speaking to his colleague Bill, asking him about what he's going to do with the big bonus check he's going to get, and shows him that he's going to get pool. And here comes marching in the company boss, Mr. Frank Shirley, played by Brian Doyle Murray, who's actually Bill Murray's brother, the actor. After calling Clark Mark, Shirley wants Clark to write up a summary report, and Clark thanking him for the holiday letter.
We got your Christmas card the other day, and my family and I are very flattered that you remembered us. Corporate cards.
Haha, great. So it's Christmas shopping now at the mall, people spending money on gifts and treats, and Clark is looking at something and sees a hot woman, played by Nicolette Scorsese, since Clark wants something for Ellen.
'Tis the season to be merry.
Well, that's my name.
Oh shit.
Here comes Russ, and Clark has been caught. So back at the Griswold home with It's a Wonderful Life playing, the movie from the 50s, and Ellen doing paperwork, and Clark hearing the doorbell, and it's both Clark's side and Ellen's side of the family, or families. And the whole Griswold family is already hating this since they have their own personal issues as they blurt it out, and Clark has to park their cars. So now in the garage, Clark and Russ are putting up Christmas lights. With the Chesters leaving, they hope to see Clark Griswold fall off his ladder. And Clark's struggling to keep the ladder up and staples on the Christmas lights. Meanwhile, Audrey's scraping the carrots, not liking Ellen's family being here.
Everybody, do you sleep with your brother? Do you know how sick and twisted that is, Mom? Well, I'm sleeping with your father.
Haha, see what the writers did there? And Ellen lighting up a cigarette. So Clark now being on the roof since nighttime, and here comes Russ with the decorations, and Clark almost done, slips down onto the gutter. And that was the Chester's home. And Ellen comes out to tell Clark dinner is ready. So the Chesters are back to see their stereo is wet and destroyed, only to see it may have come from Clark's house. And here comes Clark lighting up the Christmas light setup, and everyone's ready to go. Wow, that was dumb and embarrassing. And the Griswold family are all ready to go in, and everyone wants to go to bed. And Russ is making obvious excuses.
Get off me, you little fungus.
Yeah, they don't make it Christmas movies like these anymore. And when Clark the next morning goes up to the attic to put up presents in an old Mother's Day present, and Grandma hears cold and sees the attic is open and she just closes it and Clark is trapped. And everyone's ready to go out and see they left without Clark. Nice PJs, Clark. So for now, he's cold and will have to stay here trapped. And looks through his box and sees some old home movies while this Ray Charles song is playing. And it's Clark when he was a child celebrating Christmas, and Ellen now opens the attic door. And Clark is back outside, and here comes Ellen feeling bad that he's still working on the Christmas lights, so he goes to check. Well, it was fun while it lasted. And Ellen turned it back on, but she doesn't know that was the real switch, and the Chesters making fools of themselves. And at the same time, Ellen now knows that was a switch, and Clark thinking to himself he did it again. and everyone is now happy the lights are on, and Clark even getting close with his in-laws. And even with his cousin Eddie, played by Randy Quaid, now shows up liking the lights. And he never even invited cousin Eddie since he came here voluntarily and now introduces kids.
Have you got a kiss for me?
You better take a rain check on that, Art. He's got lip fungus they ain't identified yet.
And after that family intro, Ellen's smart enough to know to dodge that kiss from cousin Eddie. Ha ha ha. And Eddie just wants his kids to have somewhere to sleep, and now the Flintstones-like music is playing. And back inside the house, with cousin Eddie impressed by Clark's Christmas tree and sees Snots, the dog, drinking the Christmas tree water, and Eddie going back to talking about whatever is going on in his life.
Because we're taking it with us when we leave here next month.
And Eddie announcing they'll be leaving the Griswold house in a month. Well, that's disgusting. Next scene, Clark is back at work and Mr. Shirley is yelling, and here comes Clark with a present, tells him to place it with the other presents, and leaves since Shirley has a call. Here comes Clark in the next scene with a kitchen lubricant from his company, and Clark is going to use it on the sled here. And the lubricant is so strong that he actually sleds too far, Clark does, and ends up crashing at the Walmart here. Next day, Clark is at work and his colleague Bill walks in, played by Sam McMurray, again to wish Clark Merry Christmas and asking Bill if he got his Christmas bonus. Since Clark didn't get his yet. So he's back at home night dreaming, looking out the window, and sees cousin Eddie in the window at the pool because, he needs that bonus money for the pool and he's dreaming about it. And sees the same hot woman, Mary, who works at the department store earlier. Mary, that's her name.
Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright, the sun to shine.
And the kid ruined it. Since she thought Clark was Santa Claus and sits down to talk to Clark, since she doesn't believe in Santa Claus and says words like shit and bricks, and Clark convinces Santa Claus is real. And she's going back to bed since Clark just needs that bonus check from Mr. Shirley, and the next morning Clark is awake, walking downstairs, to see outside the window with Ellen joining, watching his cousin Eddie emptying shit, probably from his RV toilet. And Ellen also learns cousin Eddie must have told his kids that Santa Claus isn't real since he hasn't had a job in 7 years to even get his kids presents. Jeez. The next scene, Clark and Eddie are shopping for groceries, and after grabbing all the stuff that cousin Eddie's shoving into the cart, he reveals he's broke and the RV is his since that's his home. Yeah, we knew. And Clark offering Eddie that he'll give his kids a good Christmas. And cousin Eddie's thrilled that he even pulls out a Christmas list and he would like to get something for Clark too. Yeah, right. Clark has to pay for his own gift. So now the day before Christmas, as more family members have arrived, and Clark offering to take his uncle's hat off.
When did you move to Florida? Ellen, are you still dating?
And Russ comes back telling the two that there's a cat wrapped inside his gift, and obviously that's Clark's aunt who got confused and wrapped the cat up because she has Alzheimer's or something like that. And here comes Eddie with another present and tells the two it's leaking since Jell-O wrapped up. Now at dinner, since everyone wants to confuse Aunt to say grace before eating, and instead she pledges allegiance to the American flag. How wonderful. Everyone here is excited to eat the turkey now since cousin Eddie's wife made it. So the turkey has farted and blew up, and they still eat it. And Clark noticing Jell-O has a cat residue on it, and we see the cat chewing on the lighting wires, and Clark cheering the kids that Santa Claus was seen on the news, and Clark pointing out that Eddie's feeding his dog Spots from under the table, and even mentions that the dog went through the trash. So Clark now notices Christmas lights look weird, and plug in some wires, and this happens.
Honey?
So there goes the cat. And Clark is outside and tells Eddie he smells something like gas coming from the sewer, and back inside. And there goes a ginormous Christmas tree and kills the fire off his uncle. And now this mail delivery guy here shows up unexpectedly that he was supposed to deliver this envelope yesterday, and it has now arrived, and Clark knows that's the check for his Christmas bonus. And everyone is excited since he's putting in a swimming pool with the bonus, and what a disappointment.
What is it?
It's a 1-year membership in the Jelly of the Month Club.
So he sips some eggnog and gets crazy with a chainsaw, and cousin Eddie looks like he's driving away for good. And Clark's still acting crazy, scaring Russ, and cuts off the tree outside the house, and the Chesters have also noticed it crashing into the window. And Clark continues to scare Ellen with his crazy behavior and even chainsaws a stairpiece. Next scene, the families are all sitting together and they all hear a squeaking sound. So yeah, a squirrel inside the tree the entire time is on the loose, and Clark wondering where Eddie went since he usually eats squirrels. And now Clark wants to hammer the squirrel to death, but now the whole family runs upstairs and it's on Clark's back and runs back downstairs. And they run back downstairs. Meanwhile, the Chesters wanted to hurt Clark Griswold, and here comes some karma. And everyone's ready to go home, and Clark doesn't want anyone to leave since he's already having fun, and Cousin Eddie's at the mansion driving out. And Clark's dad giving him some advice, and Clark now tells a story of the Nightmare Before Christmas, and go watch the movie. There's no point listening to a story. And here comes Cousin Eddie in the RV, and Clark sees Eddie with someone tied up, walking next to him, and it's Mr. Shirley, and wants Clark fired right away, even if it was Eddie's idea to kidnap him. And Shirley says he canceled the Christmas bonuses this year, and since he's somewhat nice now, he will add an additional 20% to Clark's salary. Oh yeah, I forgot that Mr. Shirley's wife called the SWAT team on the Griswold house because of Cousin Eddie's license plate and have invaded the house. They have invaded the Griswold house.
This is Clark Griswold and his family.
Welcome to our home. What's left of it?
And Mrs. Shirley comes running in to see her husband is fine and now tells the SWAT team he's not pressing charges and will bring back the Christmas bonuses. And the kids see something in the sky and they think it's a Christmas star. And see the Christmas decoration flying onto the moon direction and start reciting his anthem. And that is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation from 1989. Fantastic movie. There's like a million more National Lampoon movies, way too many, but I'll see you next time in the next episode. Hope you enjoy this video. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, have a great Kwanzaa, and almost Happy New Year. Take care, see you soon, and watch Way. And check out this movie if you haven't yet. It's a classic.
I did it.